All right, this is how to replace your PCV diaphragms on 645 and other n62 powered cars. Super simple job. This is all you'll really need: a T30 and a pick, preferably with a 90 on it. And that's it. It's very easy. So first, engine cover, you got 4 T30 forks. And there I already undid. And then you gotta get these little side covers out. They just pop out. Just give them a little pull straight up. And then once they're up and over the valve cover down there, you can pull them forward and out. And same on this side. Pull up. This one's a little harder because you got this coolant hose here. So you kind of gotta, if you get the backside loose by pulling up, then you can push this backside down. So allows you to take this side up and out. Now these are your PCV diaphragms. They're in the valve cover. So for these, pretty easy. You just get a pick and you gotta pop these little tabs off. Okay, I'm trying to get a video of this so you can see. But you just get under there and pop it up. And now it's really hard to see. See if it'll focus. But now it's off that little tab. So go around. There's a few, I think 6 of them on the sides. Just pop them all loose. And once you get the first few off, you can kind of lift up just a little bit, just so they don't pop back on their clips. And then another one. One down here somewhere. This one's kind of hard to see. Flashlight will help. After you get that last one off, this piece should just lift up and come right off. And this vacuum line just pulls right off. Okay, so here's the part that kind of confused me. So if you have an earlier car, I don't remember the exact years, but I think it's up till like 2006 or 7. You will have this little vacuum nipple and a vacuum hose. If you have a later year, you will have no vacuum nipple. You'll just have a little port for a little quick connect thing. So they updated this part at some point, and I could not find the older style part. So if you have the old style, be very careful not to crack this when you take it off. And if you have the new style, then you can just use the new one. But this one we have to reuse. Okay, and then for the diaphragm, it's pretty easy. Usually you can just pull it up with your finger. Yep. Comes right out like that. And there's a spring underneath. See how gross this one is inside. Spring underneath, take that out. This one's super dirty, but it does actually look fine, no rips or anything. The problem with these is that they rip, and that's when you get the smoke and the whistling, especially the whistling. That's the hardest thing to figure out, but if you have the whistling, this is usually it. So I'll show the other one. The other one's got to be ripped. You'll take your new spring, just a little spring like that. Same on both sides, so just pop it in there, just set it down, just right in there, nothing holding it in really, just sits in there like that. Just then grab your new diaphragm and make sure it's got this little lip here, and you can see in there, there's a little lip here, so this rubber part needs to go around that inside edge. Not the outside one, but the inside one. Hopefully the camera doesn't fall down. And try and film this so I can use both my hands. Yeah, it's easy. Just make sure that your spring is in the middle. And then go around and just gently push that lip down and make sure you get it into that groove that it needs to go into. So with the spring in there, it's kind of hard to get it to sit flush. So I would get the bottom side in first and just push it down, because then you can push the top side down when you put the cap on. Now get your cap, and remember the orientation. Your nipple should be up and just facing back just a little bit. You don't want it straight up, just like this, and then you'll see you got that front clip hole line here. This is right at 12 o'clock. So make sure that that's sitting in there, and then go kind of get your fingers under it, keep it sitting in there. You can see in the clip, through the clip, to make sure that your diaphragm goes right down where it needs to, and then push down, get all those clips snapped back in. You'll hear them all click in, so make sure that they're all snapped into place. And then throw your vacuum line back on. If you have the quick connect, it's a little different, but it's not hard. And that's it. So I'm gonna do the other side and then put the engine covers back on, and that's all it takes. There you go. Here's my problem. So you can see this one's got a huge rip in it, and that will cause you major issues with your idle and some smoke and that whistling noise, especially. That one's really annoying. But you can see how easy it is to take these out. So they're really easy to check, but I just bought both because I figured just do them. They're super easy. This thing was like, they were like 15 bucks each, so not too bad at all. Got my new one. Pull that old spring out. New spring goes in. And then diaphragm put in. Set in at the bottom. Cap goes back on. Make sure that you're... So I kind of have my fingers under it to keep it in the groove that it needs to be in. And this part's a little tricky, but it's not too hard. Just to get it right. And just push all your clips back in, make sure they should all kind of snap in. And then I give it just a little pressure with the finger, make sure that it doesn't lift up anywhere. So that'll give you a nice vacuum leak. Throw your hose back on. There's no clamp or anything, it just goes right back on. Got a little holder there in the valve cover, and that's pretty much it. To get these little side covers in, it's pretty easy. Just same thing, reverse. Make sure that you got this fuel line go cover is under the fuel line, the fuel line's on top, as well as this little wire back here. It kind of just goes over this corner and then down to where it plugs in, and then line up with your nanos. And then you'll just kind of have to push this corner back in there. It doesn't take much force, you just push it down and then line it up, and it's got two little plastic pins that pop in a little rubber thing, so you just push them in. And that's it. On this other side, same thing again. These wires go underneath. These ones back here go underneath, so just do the same thing, kind of at an angle. Watch this hose. You don't want to break this plastic fitting off this tank. So just make sure you're pushing it down and behind that. And then get everything lined up. And it just pops right in there. This one's already went in. Just two little things right about here and here. Just push one, make sure that doesn't come off. And you're good there. And then top cover. think the covers on the 650 are a little bit different, but they're not hard to figure out. Just push it in so that everything settles in where it's supposed to, and then start these by hand. Should go in easy. If they don't go in easy, then you realign this. Now once those are in, you take your T30 and just run them down. Starts up nice and clean. You might have a little bit of residual smoke, but after a couple starts it should clear up. But it didn't get weird and lumpy. Sometimes if you start it up and it's kind of lumpy to start and hard to find idle at first, this should fix that too. And you can hear how easy it started up and how quickly it found idle, no issues. So that's it. Thanks and good luck.